والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم اغفر لنا، اللهم ارحمنا، اللهم اعف عنا، اللهم ادخلنا الجنة بغير حساب ولا سابق عذاب. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من النار ونعوذ بك من جهنم ونعوذ بك من كل عمل أو قول أو فعل يقربنا إليها يا رب العالمين. اللهم تب علينا يا تواب، اللهم تقبل منا، اللهم اعف عنا. آمين. Respected sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm so happy to be back to see you. I ask Allah to bless you and your loved ones and keep all the bounties that He has already given to all of you until you meet Him, and I ask Allah to give you more, inshallah. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. I really missed class, and alhamdulillah, here we are. I think it's good, a good break for everybody.
No.
All right. Huh? It's okay. It's all right. Life is like this. You have to. There is always a break, and Allah wants you to take the break because nothing happens in His kingdom without His will. Remember this. Allah is in control. Never think that when something happens to you, it's either your will or the will of people. It's not. It's the will of Allah. For example, this break that I took. If Allah didn't want, I wouldn't go. Yes, it was my will to go, but my will is within the will of Allah. I told you that, remember? Like the writing is within the board. Do whatever you want. It's still within the board. And anything actually that happens in our life has hikmah. There is a reason for it. It may sound very ugly, very bad, very painful, but there is something. For example, Allah wants to pull you up spiritually. You may lose something financially, something physical, like a child, like a husband, like a mother, like father, like money, like job, like position, like beauty. But Allah is raising you somewhere, somehow, but you don't see it. Until Yawm al-Qiyamah, when He shows you that, then you realize and you will accept. What Allah wants us to do is to accept now, before seeing. Because when you see, it's not rida anymore. You have seen the evidence. So the trust is when you don't see. For example, do you trust me? Do I trust you? Do you trust someone? Only trust is not when is before you see the evidence. Yes, when you see the evidence, is no more trust. It's proof. It's yaqeen. So Allah wants us to have the yaqeen before we see the result. Like, I'm sure I already won the exam. I passed it. I just wait for the teacher to give me my grade. I know, deep inside, I worked very hard. That's what Allah wants us to have, my sisters. But it's painful, I understand, it's very painful. But it's worse when our iman is weak. When our iman is weak, we panic. Allah doesn't want us to panic. Bismillah wa tawakkaltu ala Allah. What does that mean? In the name of Allah, everything in His name. And I trust Allah. I rely on Him. That's it. Let people do whatever they want to you. Let them. So what? Whatever they do to you is what Allah will allow. If He doesn't allow, wallahi, they will not even touch you with even a napkin. They can't. Okay? So, little iman. I know we all need advice. Little iman, sisters. And, everybody suffers. Please understand this. Everybody goes through some kind of trials. Your trial could be in marriage. Somebody's trial could be in health. Somebody's trial could be in children. The worst trial is in faith. Oh, You were wearing hijab, no more. You start, shaitan start playing with your mind. You were praying, attending classes, no more. You start now delaying the salah, combining Dhuhr and Asr. This is it. This is the worst test. Really. The worst test. Used to have plenty of customers. Now only few. Allah is testing you. He said that in Surah Al-Baqarah, in many other surahs. He's testing you to see. And He will keep testing you. Please understand this. Because life is all house of test. I think we should call it house of test from now on. So that, you know, so it's like, how is life? No, should be, how is the test, house of test? Ooh, terrible, terrible Sheikh. For example, when it's, okay, alhamdulillah, managing. Because sometimes we lie to ourselves through the terminologies we use. For example, we say, life is good. Life. This is not life. Life is after you die. The real life. Okay? So, Sabar, my sisters, I know most of you, if not all of you have troubles. Some I know about personally, some I don't know. And I prayed for all of you on my journey back home and coming back to second home. Takbir. Okay. Any question before we start? Who has question? Please feel free. Who is sitting on your
Actually, something really quite crazy happened during the absence. I'm not going to tell what, okay? But yeah, we choose to either be emotional or like really stick to the, you know, yeah, and it disappeared.
Stick to the, you mean to the book,
the deen
Quran,
or
yes,
what we learned.
yes, and Sunnah, yeah.
And it took some time, but it really disappeared completely. So yeah, that's
Disappeared, you mean the problem?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Definitely things will happen. And, you know, we are humans, things happen. But how to handle them? Alhamdulillah, Allah gave us the formula. If we follow the Quran, Wallahi al-Azim, we will overcome any challenge. Look, sisters, there will be challenges. Please understand this. Islam, when you follow Islam, doesn't mean you will not have problems. That is the misconception we need to clear. So someone may say, look, when I was not that religious, I had less problems. Actually, yes, you're right. The Quran never told you when you become a good Muslim or try to become a good Muslim by learning, all your problems will disappear and you will live paradise on earth. There is no paradise on earth. And there is no hell on earth. Please understand this. There are trials. Allah gave us the way we solve them in the Quran and Sunnah. The problem is that we don't learn enough. That's right. Those who are learning like you, alhamdulillah, they are getting better. Inshallah.